Hello, 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 beautiful, beautiful, beautifuls. Beautiful, beautiful, beautifuls. You guys can tell I'm still riding high on the New York experience. Welcome to the Garden of Good. I know that John is here for the first time. And so sing because I believe more than anything that the voice is the key to the heart. And we're starting the body. So I wrote a little chant. I love my body. I love my butt. I love my body. No matter what, no matter what, no matter what. All right, I want y'all to love your butt tonight. Tonight we're going to be loving on our butts. I love my body. Goes like this. I love my butt. That's right. I love my body. No matter what. No matter what. No matter what. One more time I sing a no matter. No matter what. I love my body from the top. We sing I love my body. Love it. I love my butt. Act like it if you don't. I love my body. No matter what, we go. No matter what. No matter what. No matter what. All right, imagine your beautiful body. It's ease, it's grace, it's movement, all the systems working. I love my body. I love my butt. I love my butt, even though it's flat and wide. I love my body, no matter what. Come on. No matter what. No matter what, no. No matter what. No matter, yeah. No matter what. All right, garden is. We are at week 26. I don't know these numbers. I'm just adding a number every week. There was supposed to be 44 or something, and there's not. There's now, I don't know how many weeks there'll be. Hopefully there'll be 52 or 50 around there. People still popping in. Okay, so we're at the body, yaddy, yaddy quarter of the Garden of Good. So we're going to be focusing upon the body. We've been thinking, I'm just reminding everyone what we're doing here. We know, but every quarter, there is a different thing we're focusing upon making good with. First, it was our heart, opening our heart, softening our heart. Then it was our mind. We've just completed the mind, all the thinking, all the thoughts, all the imagination, all this heady kind of stuff. Now we're going to kind of get rooted in our body a little bit more. I mean, it's all arbitrary. I loved this picture. It was so perfect. Roots and fruits. Do you not love that? Look at her. She is splayed out. It's fabulous. Okay, so the roots and fruits is this idea that every quarter we pick an inner goal and an outer goal. For instance, for the first quarter of heart, I picked peace for my inner goal, and my fruit was my dollhouse, right? My dollhouse was the creative expression. Now, your fruit could be anything. It could be a change in attitude. It could be a change in appetite, dieting, especially with body. We're going to pick roots and fruits. I'm going to tell you my roots and fruits a bit later for this quarter. Always in the garden, we remember to be kind first to ourselves, especially as we go into the body. This is why I made that funny, song at the top here, is because I want us to really be kind this quarter. Just open you. That's where joy lives, is when we're open. Gardener's choice. You get to do what you want, leave the rest. Camera is optional, and it is, as always, say it with me, confidential. And this is all based upon my book, Make Good Slightly. And I really love my entry from this body. So I'm going to read it for those who don't have the book, and I'm going to share it. Body. I have battled my body. I have feared my body. I have become resigned to my body. I wish to be more grateful for my body. I love my body. It does so many amazing things for me. And I'm so in awe of all the ways that I'm able to exist in this body. The societal standards for women are changing, and I'm so happy for the new generation of teens growing up. It was hard for me having cellulite at a young age, growing up on the beach. I was so concerned with how I looked and felt in a bathing suit. I dealt with a lot of shame, and I still do. The good that comes with the battle between me and my body is one of growth and discipline. I move on and off diets and food plans, noting that when I am eating less sugar, I feel way better. But why then do I eat sugar? It's that saboteur that lives in me, also the hedonist who loves pleasure. I want to be good to my body. I yearn to love her, to feel at peace with her. There are times when I really do feel it. I began sewing recently, creating what I call diva ponchos. I wrote this a while ago. And it was, I put pictures of the ponchos. You guys have seen my ponchos. And it really has helped me with the journey toward loving my body. So what makes you feel love for your body? Is it moving, cooking, write about your relationship with your body? So I invite you to take a look at that. If you do have the book, actually do it, because we're entering the body. I want you to think about, thank you, Kaz. Those ponchos are so, so fun to make. And now I'm making different stuff. But anyway, all of that to welcome you into the garden, to let you know what we're doing here. And then I wanted to start a new, a new thing for us to do, which is to, I didn't make the right, screen for this. So just give me 1 second. I'm going to stretch this out so this is easier for you to see me. And I want to do a little stretching at the top of every week of body. So I'm going to pull away from the mic, so you're not going to be able to hear me. I'll probably, speak a little louder, but if you would, what's the word? Entertain me here. And I'm going to invite you to stand up and make sure your camera, you can see me, and we can see your full body. You can shut your camera off if you want. We're just going to do a series of 3, basically stretching up to one side, up to the other. I'll show you. And then rolling down our back, rolling up slowly, just 3 times. It's going to take about 2 minutes, but I want us to get in our body this quarter. That's what we're doing. So here we go. When I do singing lessons, this is how I always warm up my singers. So we're going to stretch up and then over to one side, and up and over to the other side. And we're going to make a big chest like this. And then we're going to hug ourselves. And then we're going to drop over. Relaxing once we get down there. And then rolling up vertebrae by vertebrae, very slowly as you're able, with your head as the last thing to come up, yes? So your head, when you roll up, is the last thing. I see you guys knowing it. I feel like you're all actors and you already know about this kind of a stretch. So it's good. Now we're going to do that 2 more times, breathing deeply, and I won't talk so much. Okay, here we go. Big chest. Hug yourself. Dropping over gently. Rolling up very slowly, gently. We're not trying to shock our bodies if we're not very physical. Up and over. 1 more time. Up and over. Big chest. Hug yourself. Dropping over. Rolling up. Shake out your hands. Throw them away. Shake out your feet. Your hands touch your ceilings when you stretch up. That's hilarious. Oh my God. Well, okay. So I want to give you the update that, of course, the New York City show sold out. You saw it online. And you know what? I have a lot of thanks for you for holding the consciousness for me, for believing in me, for knowing that I could do that. And it has sparked so many ideas. Of course, the biggest idea and the most frustrating and scary one is that I feel pulled to move back to New York. And it's a challenging thing because AJ's never even been there, right? So she feels left out of the decision, of course. And so the next step is to drag her to the city and see if she loves it like I do. And so This is going to be an interesting time for me to really, really search myself because New York City is wild, right? But it's like putting on the glove fits. You know what I mean? The glove. I left there. I was in tears. I was like, oh my god, I was in tears leaving, in tears. So that's my update, and my roots and fruits are. I decided my root. You're gonna love this, you guys. You're gonna love this. I haven't told any of you what my root is. It's fun. And I'll tell you why. Because the body, I tend to take my body very seriously and I'm critical with it and I'm hard on it. And my immediate thought was like, I'm going to lose 20 pounds. Like I'm already like thinking that way. And I thought, you know what? We're going to have fun with my body this quarter. I'm going to dance. I'm going to get active. I'm going to start walking more daily. I am cutting out sugar starting today. My goal is for the entire 12 weeks. Today is day one. So we'll see if I can do it. And so my fruit is, going to be weight loss and 3 new Ministar jackets. 3 new Ministar jackets because the jacket was so powerful. You guys, I have to tell you one thing about the trip that you may have heard, you may have not heard yet. On the last day I was leaving and Delta said, we're offering money to people who want to stay an extra day. Well, they offered me $1,000 and a hotel room to stay in New York for one extra day. Now, I tell you this because I was wearing the jacket. I was wearing my Ministar jacket because I didn't pack it because it was so heavy. I was trying to sort of keep my luggage light, right? So I had my Ministar jacket on and it's all I had because when I said, yes, I'll take the $1,000, my bag went ahead of me. So all I had was what was on my body. I didn't have anything else, my backpack, and it was amazing, right? So I walked through the city with my Ministar jacket on and people stopped me left and right. Oh my God, I love your jacket. Hey, I love that jacket. And I thought to myself, ooh, I could see myself just making these jackets, selling them at a high price. They are very, very special. It's a piece of art. It's a wearable piece of art. So that's my goal. 3 Ministar jackets, weight loss. I've got the number 20 pounds in my head, but I'm not gonna, again, fun is my root. So this is not about fun might include like cooking healthily. I'm not going to beat myself up if I don't lose 1 single pound. It's not about weight loss, but I am cutting sugar out starting today. So those are my roots and fruits, and I want to open it now. I'm going to remove my spotlight. And I really weeding and watering.
Okay, so I'll just explain a little bit about what EFT is. It's EFT, Emotional Freedom Technique. Sometimes people call it energy psychology. And if you've read the book Biology of Belief, which is by Bruce Lipton, one of my all-time favorite books, he talks about it because this is one of the most effective ways to reprogram our subconscious mind. And I'll go through different tapping points, and I'm just going to show you what those tapping points are, but you can just mirror what I am doing. And don't worry about getting them exactly right, because just the tapping itself will actually, the vibration from the tapping will get to the energy spot or the energy location. And these are meridians on the body, and what they help us do is they help us kind of clear out old patterns, but then I also use EFT to introduce new patterns. So sort of like denying something and then affirming something. And so we have 12 weeks. And so we talked about the 12 powers, which is a concept that is found in Unity. And it's 12 universal spiritual principles. So things like faith or letting go or love, those spiritual principles. And so we're going to kind of go through each one of those principles. We'll start out with faith, but I'll show you the points and then we'll do a little bit of tapping on the power of faith. So the first point is right here on your forehead. Oftentimes a little to the side, but if you just get right on your forehead, you're fine. Second one is the side of your head. Third one is just under your cheekbone right here. And then under your nose, your chin, your chest. I kind of make a fist, but you can do it however you want to do it. Some people just use 2 fingers, and then under your arm. And then the top of your head, and when I do the top of my head, I just kind of go all over. So that's what works for me. And so you just have to mirror me. I know I went through a lot of different points, but just mirror what I'm doing. And we're going to start off tapping the karate chop point, and that's just right here on your hand. And so before we jump right into this, I just want to take a moment and just ask you to kind of
Quick
think about
question.
times.
Quick question
Yep,
before
what's
you
that?
go on. Does the right or
Yes.
left matter? Does right or left matter? Okay.
I actually switch back and forth. I don't switch back and forth. Like if I'm doing a series, it just depends. I just do what feels the most natural and right for me. But I actually do switch back and forth personally. There's this concept in somatic healing called bilateral stimulation. And all that means is that when you're stimulating both sides of the body, it actually assists you in resolving like somatic issues like trauma and stuff. So I actually switch back and forth, but just I would say just do whatever feels most comfortable to you. So if you're right-handed, the left might work really well for you. If you're left-handed, the right might work really well for you. So
And you can use
that's my
both,
suggestion
right?
on that.
And you can
And you
use
can do and
both.
you can switch back and forth if you want to. Yeah. Yeah, and you can and so like when I sometimes I do this as well. So it's just whatever feels the most natural and right to you. That answer that question? Okay, so I just want to invite you though, because we're going to tap on the power of faith. And so I was thinking about what are we releasing if we're activating faith? Because one of the things that tapping really does for us is it helps us release old patterns. And I was thinking for me, it's doubt. And so I just want you to take a moment, and if you've ever experienced doubt in your life, I mean, I don't know, I have, but just think about, did that show up in your body anywhere? I know for me it tends to show up all over my body, but if you have a sensation, you don't necessarily have to have a sensation, but some people have these somatic experiences, these physical experiences. And I just want you to just kind of consider if that shows up in your body anywhere, if it's a specific location, space, or if it's your whole body. And what we'll do is we'll start by tapping the karate chop point, which is right here on the body. And I want you to repeat what I'm saying. So I will say a statement, and then I want you to repeat that statement. Even though I sometimes feel doubt, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though part of me questions if I can trust life, I honor that part and remain open to healing. Even though doubt has served to protect me in the past, I now choose to explore the power of faith. All right, and then we'll go to the forehead. There's a part of me that still holds doubt. I've gathered evidence over the years. Sometimes it feels safer not to trust. Doubt can feel like armor, even if it's heavy. Some people say doubt is being realistic. I've seen disappointment. Maybe doubt is trying to shield me. I wonder what it would feel like to lay that shield down. What if doubt is just faith pointed in the wrong direction? I've trusted before, sometimes without even knowing it. I trust gravity, my breath, the ground beneath me. Maybe faith is already a part of me. I've just called it something else. The people I admire trusted in something greater. Maybe it's maybe faith is trusting the process, not certainty of an outcome. I can ask myself, what would faith look like in this moment? Maybe it's as simple as believing the next step is enough. I choose to believe that I'm supported. I might even be safe enough to let faith grow. And play an Uno reverse card, trading doubt for possibility. I honor how far I've come. Something has guided me here. I plant the seed of faith in my inner garden. Even if I don't see the full path, I take the next step. I trust that life is unfolding with wisdom and love. Faith is choosing to move forward even when the outcome is unclear. Okay, take a deep breath, exhale, and just recognize that faith is just the power to trust in what is unfolding and to show up for life and to show up for life even when we can't see the full picture.
What seems to have worked well for me, yeah, that was really beautiful, James. We're going to be very powerful with all that faith. Faith is, it's the juice for me. Okay. So, what's worked well the past few weeks of the garden when we've been together is that I give you a general doodle and I give a talk while you're doing the doodle, right? So I'll give you sort of the general idea and then you'll be doodling while you're listening to my tiny talk. I've really enjoyed that process, as they say. So I will show you my completed doodle and then I will tell you a little bit about it, maybe doing a few steps along the way to show you, and then I will give you a little talk. So you're going to laugh at what I decided for us to do today because it's silly because I am an artist, but I am no artist. You know what I mean? And I want us to draw ourselves. So, this is my completed doodle of myself. And the idea is also that there are flowers and there's a garden growing around you, that you have love and light. In one hand has love, one hand has light. And another thing that I did as I was doing the process of this was first I made an outline. My first outline was actually red. So it's like the physical, like blood being the physical representation of the body. And then I filled it in with some pink, which is sort of my feelings and my emotions. And then I'll talk you through this a little bit and then I will give you a talk. But then I added love. Well, first I also added the colors of the chakras, which is red is the root down here, moving up to orange, yellow, green, blue is the throat, and then purple is all up here, the divine purple, the third eye, and the above and then clarity. So nothing has to be specific, but it's basically the rainbow on the way up the body. And then I just put love all over my body, especially the places that I have trouble with, like my thighs. I'm very, very hard on my thighs. I just think they're awful. And I wish I could just like cut them off sometimes. It's horrible to feel that way about your body, but it's true. And so those places I gave extra love. I put I accept you beside them. I put I love my body and thank you. I forgive you, meaning not I don't forgive my body. My body should forgive me for being so hard on it, really. Um just forgiveness. And again, my titties here are much perkier than they are in real life, I'm sure. So I just kept layering and layering. It doesn't have to be Picasso, or I guess Picasso. It could be. It looks actually more like Picasso. Who would be a realistic painter? That it doesn't have to be realism, is what I'm saying. Just kind of draw yourself as you in like some form, and add the pink for love, add the yellow for light, add the hearts. And if you want, I'll just, a couple times through the talk, I will, um, you know, throw it up again if anybody wants to look at my my version of a body. And I'm just encouraging you in this doodle to look at my feet. How funny are they? They're so long and thin. They're just like long and thin and purple lines. I want you to be as gentle with your body during this as you are with your like inner creative artist, because as I was doing this today, I was like, okay, this is not maybe the best drawing I've ever done. And as I was doing it, I was literally sending love to my body, right? So this is like we're making good. We're creating a loving energy toward our physical form with creative expression, which is what we're doing here. We are making good. So I am going to give you a little mini, tiny, teeny talk. Okay. And this talk title is My Body, My Friend. My body, my friend. It's funny because when I was thinking about my root being fun, one of the things I was thinking about, like, what do I like to do with my friends, right? I like to have fun with my friends. Like, that's the best thing, is like to go and have a good time with your friends, enjoy yourself. And I thought, what if I treated my body like my friend? It's an interesting idea. And the concept felt like a fun way to start this quarter together. My body, my friend. And this first quote that I have is from Louise Hay. And I'm sure you've heard it before, but it almost brings tears to my eyes every time I say it. You have been criticizing yourself for years, and it hasn't worked. Try approving of yourself and see what happens. So welcome, my darling gardeners of good. I'm so happy that you're here with this new quarter. We have traveled the lush terrain of the heart and the great oceans of the mind, and now we are at the temple of the body. I was very interested in this quote that I found from Ludwig Wittgenstein, who is a philosopher. And I'm just very interested in philosophy in general. And so when I was like, who's Wittgenstein? What is he known for? And the quote was, the human body is the best picture of the human soul. And then I found this little video on Wittgenstein, which I thought I would share while you were doodling. So as you're doodling your body, here's a tiny little one of his theories and one of his ideas. Here is Wittgenstein. So what I kind of get from that, and I may be way wrong, but is that we can't really know, especially if I relate this to the body, like how somebody feels about their own body, right? Like it's such a personal thing, and there's so many different layers to how somebody might feel. Again, I feel very sensitive about this topic. I don't know why. I feel like drawn to tears just even talking about body and self-love and stuff like this. And, we just can't know the struggles that people might have inside of themselves with their body. And even I've heard from some people who are thinner, or who have maybe who suffer from chronic fatigue. Like, you see things you can't see when you look at someone. You look at someone and you can't see that, that's not visible. It's not a visible, I'm not going to say disability, but something that you can't see. People differently able, or Or people who have self-esteem issues that are so deep because they were, I mean, my own personal story is just that, I mean, this is a really sensitive thing to say, and I don't tell the story very often, but I was like maybe 14 walking down the beach and some guy just said, "Lard ass bitch." And I thought actually that would be a really good title for a book one day. But that stuff sticks with people, and then you're carrying that around, and you do work on it and you release it, but that's always there. Like you can never, right, really let that go. And so take a moment right now just to feel your own body, and not as an object to be fixed or judged, but as sort of a living, breathing miracle. And the show that I just wrote and performed in New York City, woohoo! Kat saw it, Chrislyn saw it, they're here. They'll give you a review at the end of the night tonight, maybe, if I can get them to. A cathedral made of stardust. You are stardust. Your heart has beaten every single moment of your life without you asking. Your lungs have whispered life into you tens of millions of times. Your skin holds you together, okay? It holds you together. It's crazy. The body is amazing, and it is not just a vehicle. This was such a grand idea to me, that again, this idea of like a friend, like fun. It's a creative partner. Your body is your creative partner. Your consciousness is working with your body. It holds memory, emotion, intuition. It's the ground of your actions and your creations, right? It's always talking to us and telling us what it likes and what it doesn't like. And yet often we treat it so much like a stranger. Like, for instance, the whole thing about sugar for me that I mentioned earlier. I feel so much better when I'm not eating it, but why do I eat it then? Right? like we can forget because it can be almost disembodied at times. So this quarter, we're going to invite ourselves to fall back in love with the body, not the idea of the body, but this exact body that we have right here, right now. I love this quote from Laura Bates. She wrote a book called Girl Up. It says, pretty much the strongest, most badass and rebellious thing that you can do is love your body in this world that screams at you that you shouldn't. So we're going to remember that this is not just a lump of clay. It's a dynamic, ever-changing garden, your body. And what happens when you tend to a garden? It flourishes. So today we're going to, we're setting our roots and our fruits. And if you haven't picked your root, here's a couple ideas for you, okay? Self-love. We've already heard it tonight. Balance, vitality, and mine, fun. You can tag along with me and make fun. The root is what feeds everything else. So, for me, I'd like to shed some weight, but also, not for the just physical. It's the stories, it's the patterns, it's those lard ass bitch comments, And so my fruit is, like I told you, it's going to be the jackets, and I'm going to continue to finish this book. You guys, the book, I have like, I don't know, 65,000 words. Like, that's a book. I've written a book about the dollhouse. I'm pretty stoked about that. And that's because of you. That's because of this. That's because of the goals. So the fruits, if you don't know what your fruit is, and like Wendy was questioning, maybe what is her fruit going to be? Maybe it's dancing. Maybe it's cooking. Maybe it's singing. So thinking about this, I want you to just really be extra, super, super kind this quarter to ourselves. And make a decision if you would like to just love it. Love it exactly as it is. Yes? And so it is. All right. I wonder if anybody wants to share their...
So we're going to bring our hands together, rub them, generate some of that heat, some of that body heat. Yeah, and what we're going to do is we're going to take these really hot hands and we're going to stick them on our eyeballs, stick them on your face. Breathe in through your eyes with your hands on your face. Ah. And then we're just going to move our fingers around on the skin of our face. Move your fingers around the back of your eye sockets, your forehead, your cheekbones, down to your jaw. Giving your jaw some love with your fingers. And don't forget your ears. Maybe pull on your ears, give them a little massage. Bringing your hands down over your neck, stroking your neck. And we're going to come up the back of the neck, up to the head. Just rubbing your hands on your head, down the back of your neck. Yeah, we're going to wake this body up, which I know has happened with some EFT already, but we're going to just slap out the arm all the way down to the fingers, and then we're going to slap back up the inside of the arm, over to the other arm, tap it on the top of your hand, all the way up to your shoulders, then turn your hand over and come back down the other side. Come back down the inside, down to your fingers. There we go. We're going to tap down the front part of our body. Move my camera here so you can see me. Come down our thighs, knees, calves. Switch over to the inside ankle, the outside ankle. Come up the back of your legs. We're just tapping, we're slapping. When we get to that sweet tush, that behind, why don't you go ahead and just make a fist. You see about giving some big love to the backs, our glutes, our hips, our butts. Shake it out. Just wiggle it around. Maybe a few little jumps, or just low impact if you just want to shake on the balls of your feet as opposed to your whole body. Shake our arms out. This next move in Qigong is one of my favorites. We're going to just like a windmill, kind of with our arms slapping on top of our bodies. Just waking it up, tapping away with a big arm slap. We can do this a couple more times. Yeah, shaking that out. Now just pause and come to stillness for a minute. Put your hands on your body, maybe your belly and your chest. Just take 3 deep breaths here and feel your inner landscape as you do that. Notice how you've moved some chi. See how that feels in your body. Just pausing to notice. One more. Yeah, and then we're going to take our arms out to the side. We're going to reach down with a bit of a bend in the knee, and we're going to scoop energy up from the ground, keeping our palms facing down. And we're going to draw up some energy with our hands. And once you get midway point, switch the palms up, scoop up from the sky. Grab that energy up from the sky on your tiptoes, reaching up high. And then on your next exhale, bring that energy down through your temple, through the top of your energy center, number 7 at the top, bringing that energy down with your hands in front of your body, over your throat and your heart, and your sacrum and your root, just all the way down. We're going to do that one more time. We're going to bend our knees and have our hands facing to the ground and draw energy up. And turning our palms upward towards the sky, reaching up into the heavens. And on our next exhale, bringing our hands down, washing all of that beautiful energy through our temple, from the tip of our head, right down to our root. And shaking that out with your hands. Yeah, saying thank you to this beautiful body that holds you upright, allows you to move. So much gratitude for the sweet temple. Thank you for this little brief movement interlude. Back to you, Amy.
So the next thing we're going to do is we're just going to write a love letter to our body. Very simple. we're just going to say, dear body. Your body is your bestie. My body, my friend. Dear body. It's kind of weird, but dear my body. And see if you can write yourself a love letter. Make it as poetic and lovely as you like. So I'm going to read you my letter as you finish up yours. And then we're going to do some breakout rooms so you guys can share your letters with each other. If you want, if you feel like your letter is too personal to share with your breakout room, then that's okay too. Just be present for those who want to share. And I'm going to read you mine. Dear body, thank you. I think you're pretty amazing. And I want to cultivate our relationship. I want to listen to you more. I want to tune in and treat you with deep love as you are. You have danced me, sang me, played me, and held my spirit, and I have been very critical of you. I will promise to give you more fun this quarter, more movement, more radical self-love, and less processed sugar. I love you. So that's me. I wish to say that New York City was New York City. I haven't been there in 9 years, and I fell madly in love with her all over again, almost as if I had never been there. And it was so amazing that, of course, there's a part of me that wants to move back to New York City. But there's another part of me that thinks, because I loved being there as a tourist so much, I felt like I think I should do it again. I think I should do the show again and invite you all, all my friends, families, and fans to plan a trip, just like Chrysalin and Kat did. Plan a trip, come to New York City for a weekend, come see my show, and kiss the city. And make my show be sort of like a destination. It gives people a reason to go and not spend $300 on a show, but it's going to be a brand new show from Amy Steinberg, and you get to be there at that nation stage where it's being birthed and born. It's going to be in a bigger venue. I've got some feelers out to different places, and unfortunately the weekend that I really wanted to do was November 22nd, which would give everybody months to plan in advance. If you guys feel like, well, I really wanted to go that last time, that really called to me. I'm just going to start maybe telling people, let's do it again. Let's do it again and do it organically, as Chrysalin said. I don't know if I told you the whole story about Chrysalin. Did I tell it here in the garden, the story of you? Chrysalin okay. So Chrysalin was sort of going to help me with promoting the show. And she was helping me, and I was trying to decide, do I want to do Facebook ads, right? Do I want to do Facebook ads? And she said, oh, hell no, you don't want to do Facebook ads, girl. You want to reach out to your fans and your friends and your family and organically fill that room with people that love you, that love your music, and you've worked all these years. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be that you're strangers in New York, or that you want people who love your music, she said, and that's what we did. I didn't do any ads on I just talked to my friends and my fans and my family, and I said, come on, let's do it. Let's fill up New York City. Let's sell out New York City. And I talked about it, and I talked about it, and I talked about it, and I manifested it. And so I don't know, by a show of hands, let me remove the spotlight, by a show of hands seedling right now. So just planting the seedling that maybe if you guys are thinking about it, I'm so proud of this show. And if you are in the Asheville area, you must come on July 19th. It's my birthday's the 17th. So it's going to be a birthday show / celebration of Ministar 2.0. And what's cool about this is at the Gray Eagles. So it's a venue that I'm not going to be I have to do only an hour. So it's going to be longer here in Asheville. It's going to be about 90 minutes, where it was only 60 minutes in New York. So I'm just so proud of it. It is a show. I have a show. And, when you're writing a show, and you guys have seen me in concert. A lot of you have seen me in concert multiple times, and it's not that. It's different. There's songs in it, but it's a show. It has a little bit of an arc, and there's a script, and it's it's a little different. It's a one-woman show, so it's slightly different, and I'm very, very proud of it. But it's also a tiny, teeny little baby, so there's a lot to work out still. I was still on book in New York. I still, had my script up there. But anyway, I just wanted to share all of that, and Thank you. Thank you for sharing that with me and wanted to get the feel of like, does anybody want to go to New York? I mean, it is the best city on earth. And if you've never been there, it would be the perfect way to go because these people, you're going to be surrounded by gardeners, like, or people love like minds in the Steinberg world. So anyway, I appreciate all of the love offerings that come in from tonight, from this time, from this energy. I also invite you to send gardengrams. I had 2 gardengrams sent back to me, just so you know. Lisa Petrich, you have one coming that sent back to me today. And then what was the other one? There's another one out there that was sent back to me that had a gift in it too. So I guess I didn't weigh it right or something like that. So I'm sending grams out is my point. And thank you to everyone who supported me with the little stars. People had bought those wooden stars. I still have some of those left. I might post them on my page and see if I can get folks to continue to give for that, because New York, it was a whole thing. I did tape the performance. It was a large expense, but I did it and it turned out gorgeous. And it's the first performance. So I'm not going to release that. I'm going to use that as a sizzle reel and as a way to grow the show. So thank you again for the loving contributions. I know that everything that you give comes back to you tenfold. That's how tithing works. And saying that out loud reminds me that I have to tithe to the church that I played yesterday. I try to remember to tithe back to the churches that I play. And sometimes I forget. And then I'm like, oh no, I forgot to tithe. I got to tithe. So next thing to remember is our affirmation card, our first body affirmation card. I just used my root. I said, my body is fun. That's my first affirmation card. My body is fun. So give yourself a positive affirmation for your cards. I'm so excited about my growing stack. We're doing one every week. If you miss a week in the garden, at least the very least you can do is make yourself your affirmation of the week. Yes. So I did not make any home play and I did not have anything else other than a poem that I thought, you know what? I thought it was kind of cool that the first quarter we ended with a poem, and then the second quarter we started with a poem. Well, the third quarter we're going to end with a poem again, and then the fourth quarter we'll start with a poem, just kind of like flip-flop there. So
yes, this is the perfect poem, and this is by Holly Holden. Today, I asked my body what she needed, which is a big deal considering my journey of not really asking that much. I thought she might need more water, or protein, or greens, or yoga, or supplements, or movement. But as I stood in the shower, reflecting on her stretch marks, her roundness where I would like flatness, her softness where I would like firmness, all those conditioned wishes that form a bundle of never quite rightness. She whispered very gently, "Can you just love me like this?"
I invite you to take a deep breath in. Wow. Such a juicy, juicy, juicy thing it is to be aware of the body temple. So grateful for this time together of highlighting it and being in gratitude for it by loving it. And so I know and declare for each and every person here tonight a fostered relationship with our body, a gentleness, a kindness, a love. I say thank you, God, for this time together, for this body, and for life itself. I release my word, and so it is.
And so it is.
So it is. I look forward to seeing you next week. Here we go. Slay, pray, slay. In the dark, gonna make good today. In the dark, gonna create, elevate, celebrate, and love. I'm Amy from the GOG, Garden of Good Creativity. We get free, be me, working effortlessly. Do what you love and then allow the prosperity. You got this. Make good, make it your own. You know you got the power in your mind, heart, body, and soul to grow dreams, grow faith, grow you. create authentically